Mojang has some serious issues on their hands. Now, before I go ahead and get started with this whole rant video, I do want to at the very least mention that Mojang is one of the best, if not the best, companies when it comes to communicating with the community that they have made, making sure that they're informed about certain things. But oh my god, this is something that I cannot let them get away with without someone actually actively mentioning it in better detail. Admittedly, I am a relatively small creator here on YouTube, but somebody needs to address this. And I do have a number of points that I need to go ahead and address in this particular regard. So, first off, let's start what kickstarted this whole thing, at least for me. Anyway, I imagine that other people may potentially have other issues in regards to this, but let's just get started here. So, I recently got invited to a realm by someone by the name of Callum, otherwise known as Beta MCP1 over on Twitter. Basically, what he does is he tweets out information about things that are happening within the Minecraft community regarding, like, maybe updates and things like that. That's at least the general stuff that he posts. He does post some other stuff, but that's not the point. And I got onto his realm, which is awesome. A bunch of other people got onto his realm. I don't know how long this realm has been open, but it seems like that as soon as I got on, and I actually won't believe this is actually part of 1.13. Actually, I know this is an issue regarding 1.13. The realm, and I've heard that this has happened on other people's realms as well, just so you guys are aware. The world that the realm is hosting has a tendency to roll back progress. And as I literally just said, as far as we are aware, other realms are having this issue, which obviously means that there are tons of other people having this issue. But I will, at the very least, give you my personal example. As I literally just said, other people's experiences, not just on Callum's realm, but on other realms. So, I was actually working on my base over on that realm, which, technically speaking, I did manage to get finished at this particular point, but that's not important. I was digging up the ground so I could lay down my floor, and I actually did get my floor completely laid down, looked fairly nice, got off, and I got on later, and only half of the dirt that I had dug up was actually dug up. In fact, the floor hadn't even been started just yet, and I had known that, like, maybe a couple hours prior, that project had been completely finished, but the realm decided, you know what? Let's take some people's progress and make it so that it hadn't happened. I realize it's probably the honest way to explain it, but that's basically what ended up happening, which is frustrating. Like I literally just said a few moments ago, other people, regardless of it's this particular realm or not, have been experiencing this problem. To the point where, and this is information I'm not going to go into too much detail, certain people on the realm that Callum hosts have basically, like, given up playing on his realm because of this. And it's not even his fault, it's Mojang's fault. Mojang, the people who obviously make Minecraft, who are hosting the servers that the realms are using, they are the ones that actually blame. Something else I want to mention, Callum has some connection with some of the Minecraft developers. Don't know the full details, and I'm not going to bother trying to get what those details are. But he reported to them saying, hey, we're having this rollback issue. Please try to take care of it. It's super annoying, which they went ahead and looked into it, and then they went and said, it's been fixed. Guess what? It is still currently happening. At least as far as me recording this video, it is still happening. I'm hoping that by the time that this releases, it is fixed, but I highly, highly doubt it. And this is just one very specific instance on Mojang having issues internally, making sure that the game is bug-free, which admittedly, Minecraft as a whole, regardless of platform, is a buggy game. I'm not going to deny that, but still, there are issues in this particular regard. So, I actually have a few more points that I want to go ahead and get across, and they revolve around two websites that Mojang owns. I realize this may not make any sense, but there is reason to why I'm showing this off. And this first one is the bug report site. Now, I do need to clarify first and foremost, this website is dedicated for all versions of Minecraft. Java, Bedrock, Legacy Console. I imagine that as soon as Minecraft Dungeons comes out, it'll have its own section. You have Education Edition. You have a section dedicated to realms on here, which is, in my personal opinion, what started this whole thing. I realize that there are other people that are going to be like, oh, I have another issue with Minecraft because of this particular bug that's not in realms. I get that. I 100% understand that, but that's not the point that I'm trying to get across here. So, first off, we're going to take a brief look through the bugs that have been reported, which before I go ahead and get started, these that I'm going to be looking at admittedly have all just been recently reported, at least as of me recording this video. By the time the video has gone out, I imagine maybe some of them have been maybe looked at potentially. I don't know for sure. I can't see into the future. So first off, we have this bug for Minecraft Earth. The wings don't appear in customization preview. Not sure what that means, but it says right here, its status is open. It's unresolved. Let's go to this one for Bedrock Edition, labeled as MCPE. Doesn't matter. We've got open, unresolved. MC Earth, open, unresolved. Collectibles from build plates, open, unresolved. Again, like I literally just said, these are just recently reported, and I 100% understand that. I totally 100% understand. I'm not going to try to argue that in any other way. But here's the problem with this. They, I imagine, get reams and reams of these bug reports on a daily basis. I mean, I can't imagine otherwise, because obviously Minecraft, regardless of what platform you're playing, well, more specifically the main version of the game, Java, and Bedrock more specifically, if you have another version of Minecraft that's just normal Minecraft, perfectly fine, but that's not the point I'm getting across. Obviously, it's not a perfect game. It's going to be buggy, and I 100% understand that. But the fact that they take so long to fix all of these bugs, this is what annoys me the most. I get they have a lot of stuff going on. I 100% get that, but they need to try to address these in a little bit more of a timely manner. In fact, let me go ahead and look at my open issues. The issues that I've actually went ahead and reported personally myself. So, let me go ahead and actually go to reported by me. I realize this may seem a bit narcissistic, but just kind of bear with me here. So this one, I'm having some issues with text formatting on signs inside of realms. Open, unresolved. Can't add multiple target selectors in commands. There's more to this that I'm going to go ahead and explain in this video, so I'm going to ignore that for the time being. But open, unresolved. Structure block does not actually remember bounding block setting. Now, admittedly, this one in 1.13 is an experimental blank gameplay. I understand it's not fully fleshed out, but still, open, unresolved. Command particle doesn't work. This one, technically speaking, is marked as open and unresolved, but I am well aware that this is technically basically a re-reporting of something that's already been listed, which, before I go any further, I want to state for the record that for the most part, the bug report site does, at the very least, tell you that if you post something that is similar or the exact same as something that's previously been posted, they will tell you, hey, this is a duplicate, we're going to mark this as solved, please leave additional feedback on this original post, which I appreciate the fact that they do this. But I reported this and I admitted that this is a duplicate of another one, and it's still marked as unresolved. They really didn't even look at this at all. This one, custom skin packs not appearing. Admittedly, this one has been resolved and is a duplicate, so they are at the very least looking at some of this stuff, but still, a lot of these things that I've reported, and this goes for pretty much, I imagine, a lot of people who have reported stuff right here on this site, experience the exact same thing. And a lot of these, it's, I do remember seeing on some of them, I can't remember which ones, assignee, it says unassigned right here. I did not see these on every single one of these, and they do not seem to appear if you're looking at other people's posts. and I can sort of understand why, but at the same time not. I know that doesn't make any sense, but let's just go with it for right now. That effectively means that if they have not assigned someone to look at this, then part of me says that no one has seen this. I imagine this is more than likely incorrect, and I understand that, but this tells me otherwise. So let's go ahead and move on. And this in particular is the Minecraft feedback website. And this is the website that Mojang wants you to post your ideas for things to add to the game or changes potentially. And Callum, if you're watching this video, I know for a fact this is going to hit you very hard, but just try to bear with me as everyone else watching this video. So this is, like I literally just said, where you go to post feedback that you want to go ahead and make. I can go ahead and go to categories. I can add whatever feedback. Mobile seems to be bit picky on letting me scroll through this, so I'm gonna have to choose something at the very top. But at the same time, we are gonna go ahead and take a look at this briefly. There's actually something very different on this website that I want to show you that is my issue with this particular website. I will get to that in a moment, but I do want to at the very least show you what this is supposed to be intended for. I imagine you guys more than likely know regardless, but you can see all of these things people are actually going to suggest things. Some of these say under review, some of them, this one in particular says announce palm trees and coconut trees, which is perfectly fine. But you can see we have a number of different things that people are obviously suggesting. We have grappling rope, trident repair, not entirely sure what that is, placeable gunpowder, which I actually think that's a pretty cool idea. Dog armor, that's interesting. You can put fish in fish bowls. I think I actually comment on this one in particular, love this idea. But that's obviously not the point that I'm trying to get across in this video, but that's what this site is actually meant specifically for. This in specifics is what I want to address. I realize I had trouble speaking, but let's ignore that. So if a post has the same name as another post, but the content is different, should they not both be saved and displayed in this community? I feel like this question alone is like explaining this situation like 100% perfectly, at least in my opinion. Because here's the issue. In this particular website, if you post a piece of feedback, more than likely, you're going to get a notification at the top of the screen saying your post is pending approval, which is fine. I understand that. But 9 times out of 10, at least for me anyway, I imagine that other people have the exact same issue according to what I'm seeing by this post. 9 times out of 10, these posts get denied just simply by the fact that it's similar or exactly the same as another post. So let me go and briefly give some context. And I'm going to use my own personal example for this in particular. I have this idea that Mojang could add in daggers. And what daggers would do is they're essentially the same as a sword, but made with one less material. For example, diamond sword obviously requires 2 diamonds. Diamond dagger would require 1 diamond. So at least I have crafting down. You can actually go ahead and use this to deal more damage to whoever you're attacking, but you have to get much closer. And you can dip them in a potion-filled cauldron, and whatever you attack will get the effects of that potion. That's my personal idea. Turns out somebody else already made a suggestion for daggers. I don't remember where this post technically is, so unfortunately I cannot show it. But they made a suggestion for daggers. Their idea was not fully fleshed out. Mine, on the other hand, I want to believe is, and my post got taken down over the fact that someone else posted basically a short idea with really no context on how it would work whatsoever. This is what this person, technically speaking, is complaining about. And this person, Nova Barlow, otherwise known as Inky Cats, apparently, which is part of the community team, mind you, it says, please note that duplicate posts are not word-for-word matches. If there's already an existing thread on this topic or something very similar, please feel free to join that discussion in progress before starting a new thread on the same topic. And I will go ahead and scroll down on this particular thread. I'm not going to read it out loud, but basically there are people that are arguing like this is not the right way to go ahead and approach this. And I 100% agree, because let's go with my example again.
somebody that has just a very simple idea. They don't really have anything fleshed out. They have their post first. Then somebody posts something that is pretty much the exact same idea or fairly similar. In my case, obviously, it's daggers once again, and I have the idea fully fleshed out. Effectively, what they're saying here is that the way it's worded right now, you could effectively have okay, actually I found it right here. Why should a 40-word shower thought take precedence over a 500-word design brief because it was posted in an earlier date? This is the point that I'm trying to get across in this particular regard. This is what I really do not like about this website, and I am tempted to never use this website for suggestions ever again. I may read them from time to time, and I'm more than likely going to read the changelog on this website because this is where they are posted. But I am tempted never to post on this site again for suggestions for this reason alone. In my personal opinion, and I could probably be wrong in interpreting it this way, in my personal opinion, this website is supposed to be what is known as a public forum where pretty much everyone is able to post whatever they want and other people will get to see that. That is not what happens here. Let's use Reddit for an example. You post something to Reddit. People get to see it. Perfectly fine. Normal Reddit stuff. If a moderator or maybe one of these subreddits bots flags something, you can have it taken down. But people will more than likely be able to see that post first. And on top of that, you will get a message saying, hey, your content has been flagged for one reason or another, has been taken down, but you can still view your own post. Perfectly fine. I'm not going to complain about this. Website right here, the feedback red site. None of that. Not a single bit. They give you no feedback whatsoever on why a post is denied. They explain the reasoning in this post, but this is not what I would expect this particular website to act like. People come to this website specifically because they want to share their ideas, not just with Mojang, but with other people playing Minecraft. Mojang, your own game, that they feel that other people in the community would be like, and it seems to be up to the discretion of whatever team at Mojang is moderating this website to say, okay, I like this suggestion, or no, I don't like this suggestion, or wait a minute, this suggestion sounds fairly similar to something that already exists. I do not like that by any means whatsoever. This is, like I said, supposed to be a public forum. Again, I may be wrong in assuming what this is supposed to be, and I get that, but still, why? This makes absolutely no sense. They need to fix this. Like I've been mentioning this entire video, there's obviously other things that they need to go ahead and fix, and I 100% get that. But still, this is unacceptable. Completely and utterly unacceptable. 110%, and I realize it's impossible, but you get my point.
Something that I actually did not end up mentioning that was pertinent to the whole bug report site thing is that more often than not, bugs that do in fact get fixed are for snapshots on Java Edition, beta builds for Bedrock Edition, and pretty much anything else that is under like progressive development, like for example Minecraft Earth in beta development, and I imagine Minecraft Dungeons, which obviously no one has access to as of yet, that's probably has the exact same issue, but that's not the point I'm getting across. So Mojang is just basically ignoring their community. I realize it's a huge leap of logic to be taken. I 100% understand it, but they are ignoring their community. They are reporting stuff. They are saying things are happening that shouldn't be happening, that do not make any sense, they are not happy with. And it just goes under the rug. Completely. Like, admittedly, we just got 1.13. There have been bugs in it, which I will confirm there have been bugs. And technically, just today, yesterday by the time this video goes out, but today, they released 1.13.1, which has fixed a lot of issues. One issue in particular that I had where you were having issues with nether portals, you were not teleporting to the right place, and in my particular case, I lost my stuff in a nether portal on the realm because where I got teleported in the overworld suffocated me in a wall that I didn't even know was there, and I died before the overworld even loaded. They said that they have fixed this in 1.13.1, which is fine. I have not tested this, but I will take their word for it. At least I want to take their word for it. But this realm situation, I do not care if I die in the nether because of a teleportation glitch and lose all my stuff. I do not care if this drown is able to attack me with a trident when I'm not within eyesight of. I do not care if phantoms spawn during the day, which they're not supposed to, which none of this stuff is supposed to happen regardless. If a realm that you are working on loses progress through no fault of your own because the server bugs out, that is serious. And Mojang has done absolutely nothing in this regard. And that's ignoring all of the other things I mentioned earlier, which admittedly, those are still annoying as well. They're annoying in their own personal regards, in their own personal situations, but still, Mojang, I want to go ahead and say for the record that I know that you have a lot of things on your plate right now. You've got all these betas going on. You have the Minecraft Dungeons that's currently going on. They are working on the Nether update, which is perfectly fine. I 100% understand that. That's going to be a major change to Minecraft as a whole, and I'm looking forward to it. Admittedly, you've got the Builders and Biomes, I think is what is technically called. That is the board game that Mojang is working on. Yes, they are working on a board game, if you guys weren't aware. I think what really boils down to in this particular regard, for all my complaining, I think what it really boils down to is the fact that they are trying to work on way too many things at once. And admittedly, I do not know what their development staff team size is. I do know for a fact that they have an office out in Sweden or Denmark, one of those two. Maybe I've got the countries completely wrong. I don't fully remember. And I also know that they have a development team office over in Washington State here in the United States. But even still, I feel like that maybe potentially they don't have enough people working on the numerous amounts of products that they're trying to release. And I may be potentially wrong about that. Maybe they have enough people for the job. But they seem, at least from my perspective and the perspective of us as players, as the community, you seem to be slacking off in this regard. And this is what's upsetting to me. Recently, about a month ago, I tweeted that I wanted to do a Q&A, which I still want to do for my 900 sub special. And one question that I ended up getting is that, what is your upload schedule? The answer, technically speaking, is it's sporadic. And originally, it was because my controller had broke. If that had not happened, these issues alone that I'm having with Minecraft, that other people are having with Minecraft, with realms, all of it, I would actually be changing my answer directly to those issues as to why my uploads are actually sporadic. Because this is just annoying as all heck. Admittedly, I'm not a company expert or a coding expert or any sort of that stuff, but still, this is not done in a professional manner. At least from my perspective. Mojang, please, you need to make sure that this sort of stuff is communicated. If a major issue is going on, it needs to get fixed. And this is something that I am personally upset with you for several updates at this point. I understand that the betas for Bedrock Edition, and admittedly I don't play Java Edition, but this applies there as well. I realize that the betas are important because you're trying to develop new features to come out in a fully released update later. I get that. But that effectively means you are ignoring the base games. Admittedly, there are minor updates that come out every so often, but there are things that are very problematic that you seem to ignore. Anyway, I think I've ranted on enough. I really don't think there's anything else I can say without repeating myself more than that I've already done. So this is where I'm going to end things off, but I will say one final thing, and again, this is another thing that I'm going to effectively repeat. Mojang, get your butts in gear.